A new report debunks Planned Parenthood's claim they are both irreplaceable and life-saving. Planned Parenthood is the dominant provider of induced abortions in the U.S. And according to a recent report from the Charlotte Lozier Institute, Planned Parenthood has a 35% share of the U.S. abortion market. Let's compare that to the other services they offer. Planned Parenthood has less than 1.4% of the nation's HIV tests and less than 1% of Pap tests. To help us break down these numbers, we are joined by the report's co-author and president of the Charlotte Lozier Institute, Chuck Donovan. Chuck, it's good to have you here.
Pleasure to be with you, Catherine.
Let's talk Business 101. What is a market share and how significant is this?
Well, market share is pretty much the definition of what a company focuses on. So you would look at a supermarket chain. What share of the market do they hold? Are they big? Are they small?
Okay.
They're the industry leaders. There are others who are quite small and local.
So can you compare how Planned Parenthood stacks up to abortion compared to other more recognizable U.S. brands?
Well, yes, this is the first thing that our report looked at, especially since Planned Parenthood claims that abortion is only 3% of their services. But if you look at other industry leaders, take Southwest Airlines, the biggest airline in the United States.
Right.
They have 19.1% of the U.S. market for air travel. Look at General Motors, which is considered the lion of the auto industry. They have 17.3% of the U.S. automobile market. Turn to Planned Parenthood. They say their numbers are small. They actually do 35% plus of U.S. abortions. That's the entire United States. So they have twice the share of these big companies.
Those companies that we recognize for the work that they do.
As the lions of their industry, Planned Parenthood is a mega lion in theirs.
And they are the mega line, the dominant abortion provider in the United States. But what about their other services, the services they often tout as irreplaceable and life-saving?
Well, many of them, they are quite small. And of course, the issue in the Congress now is whether Congress should redirect fundings to other agencies that can pick up the slack. But for Pap tests, an important test for women to have, they're under 1% of the U.S. market. HIV testing, very common in the United States given our sexual culture. Planned Parenthood is 1.4% of the market. So they're not a big player in other things. Where they are big, of course, is abortion and also in contraception.
So I think this point is very important and needs to be made clear. No service at Planned Parenthood is irreplaceable. So why are they getting so much federal funding?
Well, there's a lot of momentum behind Congress's decisions to change what Congress has always done for years. And I think what's happening here is that women getting some benefits out of having their own health care cards under the Affordable Care Act and proposed replacements, they're going to other providers like community health centers where they can get dental care, mental health services, services for any children they have. They can often get mammograms and things that Planned Parenthood just doesn't do.
Right. Because
Planned Parenthood is a testing agency for these things. It does not treat, even for sexually transmitted diseases. It's not a treatment service.
So just testing.
They'll do testing, which is valuable and important to get in many contexts, but the follow-up is going to be done elsewhere. And the real question comes back to what the woman sees.
Right.
And if the woman is compelled by her government's funding patterns to go to an abortion clinic to obtain just the initial test, it makes very little public health sense. So Congress is acting in the best interests of our nation's women, particularly poor women who are trapped in the Planned Parenthood system, by denying them these alternatives that offer them the full array of things they really want.
Why do you think this is important to share these findings about the market share in abortion? Why release this report?
Well, one thing that Planned Parenthood does extremely well with $30 million in political action funds just last year, much more than that in terms of their government relations activity, they're magnificent lobbyists and their advertising campaigns are among the best. Madison Avenue does a great job for them. But the truth is, in most areas of public health, they are very expendable and replaceable. They're not on the front line, and they're certainly not what we want to give women who are in need.
And certainly not what we want to spend $500 million on in our federal government.
At least $500 million. It may be approaching $600 million at this point.
This is really insightful and helpful information. Chuck Donovan of the Charlotte Lozier Institute, thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.